Yo, what is going on, guys? Chris here, and today I got one of my favorite horror films to review, which of course is the 1985 classic Fright Night. And I say it's one of my favorites because I do have a fond appreciation for Christopher Lee's take as a vampire and many of his Hammer films, starting with 1958's Horror of Dracula. But I'm glad Sony Pictures decided to release this themselves, because as you know, Twilight Time put this out a couple times, which ended up going out of print and was going for insane prices on eBay. And I heard the Encore edition that Twilight released had compression issues, but thankfully I didn't notice any problems with this edition. And I have a feeling once Sony milks it with this Blu-ray release, they're going to put it on 4K next year for its 35th anniversary. As you recall, they did the same thing with John Carpenter's Christine. They first put it on Blu-ray, then on 4K. Now, I'm not saying it's a guarantee they're going to do the same thing with Fright Night, but the studio knows this film is an easy cash grab since it keeps getting sold out. So those of you who for some reason have been living under a rock since the 80s and never got a chance to see this film, what the heck are you waiting for, man? This is one of the best vampire films ever. And I like how simple the story is, basically about this teenager named Charlie who notices his new next door neighbor lives a reclusive life, and he's convinced that he's a vampire, but no one seems to believe him. But as strange events start to occur, Charlie has no other choice but to look for help from a television vampire killer named Peter Vincent, who might be able to help him out, and that's when the fun really kicks into high gear. So anyway, this Blu-ray release comes loaded with many features and an impressive film-like presentation. Thankfully, no signs of DNR as the grain is intact. Pure and simple, looks good, just the way an 80s film should be. And the picture quality basically looks identical as the Eureka release, since they ended up using the same print from the 4K restoration. The main difference is with the bonus content. The Eureka edition has the 146-minute cut of the Charley Brewster documentary and many other featurettes, but the Eureka release does not include the commentary tracks, which this new US edition does. And you get the same audio tracks with this new release as you do with the Eureka, the Dolby 5.1 as well as the original 2.0, and both tracks sound decent. So overall, I'm rating both editions a 4 out of 5 for the picture and audio quality. But yeah, man, so much nostalgia with this and great music and a solid cast with Chris Sarandon and Roddy McDowall. They sure don't make them like they used to. This is 80s horror at its finest. So anyway, I'm sure there's tons of reviews on this film already, but thought I'd give my few cents on it. And like I said, I hope to see this on 4K next year for its 35th anniversary. I would actually be very surprised if they didn't release it. So in the meantime, take care, and I'll see you guys in my next review.